This is a special announcement. How to Build Thomas and Clavel is now on Patreon. Please check out the Patreon page using the link down below to find out all the amazing deals it got on it. And don't forget to enjoy the show. What's up, Master Builders, and welcome back to Ginty Bricks Way. And today I got an amazing mock showcase for you guys. And today we're going to be talking about Fred. You might be wondering, who the heck is Fred? Well, this is the first time that I cannot actually say you've been watching too much TV and not enough about the books. This one, you sort of got to be a little bit of a die-hard fan to know about this one. Because basically for this engine, he's only been mentioned once. Not shown, mentioned once in the story of Speed Killer. It's basically it's basically a story when Westy's actually doing Speed Killer around. No, Seed Killer, the Weed Killer. Yeah, that's it. Weed Killer all around the actual railway, and Westy was doing it all the time, and he actually referenced that Fred, this engine, was meant to be helping, but he's been a little bit lazy, and that's the reason. So he is official Railway Series engine. And how do I know it's this engine? Because of course every single engine that's been featured in the book is actually being based on the Taliclin Railway. So it's a bit obvious that this is the engine that they was referring to. But of course though, just before I actually get on to the actual model itself, I gotta mention that this engine is actually being run on this amazing narrow gauge track that's been produced by Trick Bricks. I'm glad that they actually made the actual track system, the narrow gauge track system, for anybody who wants to do narrow gauge trains. And now let's get on to the actual engine itself. Now, this engine is quite quite unique. That's it, quite a unique engine. Because of course, the story of the reason why he's so lazy is because he's actually two diesel being built together, and that's how you manage to got Fred here. But of course though, I will straight away and talk about the wheels itself. The wheels are the smallest train wheels that Lego have made, and these are actually being used for either tramway engines or minecarts. But of course though, you might actually notice here that there is actually this turf plate in the middle, and that was meant to be stuck onto a 1x2 with a hole in the middle, but that keep on catching on the points. So lucky enough, beforehand I actually found this actual modified piece with where you can put pins on it, so you can actually like spin it around, but still low enough to actually be in the middle. Because this engine's meant to have, I think I could have put it there actually. It meant to have sideboards, meant to go round, and this was in the middle going around with it. So I thought it would be like a little funny detail to actually have that there. So that's why we've got like a little red turf. That's not even been in a few sets. The most obvious one is the shrimp traps from the Hidden Side set. And of course, talking about the actual buffer beam itself, it's actually been mounted onto a bracket piece with a 1x4 with a brick, with a stud, with a plate, a stud, and a tile on the end. And just to showcase about Westy, I'm just checking who was the last engine. Yep, it was Ivor Hugh. Ivor Hugh was the last engine. So, just to compare it to Ivor Hugh, even though he's a bit like a disadvantage. Yeah, Westy, no, this is not Westy. Fred is actually smaller than the narrow gauge engine. He's a bit more skinnier and a little bit more smaller than the narrow gauge engines. But, funny enough though, the diesels on the Scullery Railway and the Tallyclin Railway are actually smaller. So there's a fun fact for you guys. But of course though, like I was just saying though, this engine is quite a unique one. And I will start away with the actual, what would you call this? The foot section? Yeah, I will just like put it on. And this is just basically a plate with 2 more plates on here, but with a tile with a gap in the middle. So it's more affected on this side where a driver can just hop his foot there and then hop onto the actual diesel itself. But let's go to the front of Fred and check out his actual face. And that's been on a brick with a studs on the side connection. And that's with a 1x1 tile brick. And for the first time ever, I got that 1x2 plate with a whale in black as his head part, and of course a 2x2 square like Westy. But normally for the normal narrow gauge engine, it would actually be the bottom part just right behind the buffer beam. But on this occasion though, it's actually being used to join the top part here. And we are going to be looking on the left. This is how I know it's left, because I put my finger and it just says left. On this side is the simpler version. You've basically just got a grill piece there. There's like 2 jumper plates. No, not 2 jumper plates. No, there's no jumper plates at all on this one. It's basically 2 plates with and then you've got a Model by brick to have that little grill part, and then 2 more plates on top, and then that's where you got all the tiles on top. Talk about that in a second. And this one is just basically a little outwards roof section that you normally have that slope going downwards onto a brick over here, and then you've got tiles on the bottom. And on this side though, this is still a tile underneath. This is just basically a whole section, it's just on its side. But I wonder if I can peel it off. You can just see just there that it's been attached by a bracket piece. That one is a 1x2 bracket piece, while this is a 1x2 bracket piece to hold up the actual roofs. Well, the G-slope on top. For the bottom part, since it's not being seen, there's only 1 in the middle and 2 on the side. On the top one though, you gotta literally have all 4 in black, while the middle one in the middle of here is only just, I think I'll put white one there. Nobody's not gonna see it, so you might as well don't put it in the same color. But on the side though, you got loads of these 1x2 tiles with a 2x2 in the middle, and then you got a 1x2 with grilled pieces as a exhaust outlet, like this part here. Yeah, this model is so confusing, it's giving me a headache as well. That's a joke. And on the top, it's just basically just got normal tiles. Apart from this little section here, this is a studs with a hole in the middle, and then I actually put a horn piece as a exhaust pipe. Like, it's meant to be just coming out that way and that way. But this is the only closest section, or like the only closest piece that I actually have found that won't be so notable. Like, there is those little gun pieces or the little things. I don't know how you explain it without noticing it. But that's be too high and too noticeable. So this is the non-noticeable way to actually get away with it. And of course, going back to the actual back of Fred now, and you got the buffer being here. This little section here is meant to be a whole dip there's meant to be a whole dip going down, but of course, not going to be bothering with that, because number one, not that many people will see it. Number two, trying to do that with structural, yeah, good luck with that. But of course though, you've got a few headlamp bricks in the middle, like that one's a headlamp brick with a dial, just to say how fast she's going, or he going. And then you've got one of those 1x1 plate with a modified stud on the side, so it can house another one of those horns, but in red, to act as a gear stick or something like that. And then you've got another gear stick here, so the driver can actually ride it. And yes, the driver is a female. Woo! But yeah, it's like, not normally I would actually have a driver for the actual engines, but for Fred though, you're going to see the driver, so the driver's got to make herself really obvious. And of course I wanted to make it as a woman, so a woman's just like all greased up and all ready to go. So her face just seems like she's just saying, come on Fred, let's go, we got a rusty day ahead of us. And she's just wearing all her cleaning clothes, because of course Fred is a maintenance diesel, so she's going to be all filthy and dirty and all that. But I think that's enough said about Fred. I can't believe he's actually been talked more than the other engines. That's because he's sort of a unique engine. But with all that said and done, I hope you master builders enjoyed the showcase today, and stay tuned for more content. Don't forget to like, subscribe and comment down below. And of course, don't forget to stay on track. Before you go, I just want to say to thank you for all these master builders who are supporting us on Patreon. I can't believe it. We're going to be so close to the goal soon. Yeah. But until the next video, I want to say I love you all, and don't forget to stay on track.